Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. So this is going to be a little bit of a shaky cam video. The people have been asking for an office tour. And I'm on the road for work these days, but I have some gaps in my filming schedule that I can fill with some looks into my office. So this will probably be a series because there's so much in here that I can't do it all in one video. The video would be 3 hours long, and yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'll give you just a panoramic right now. Pardon the mess. I just got some new cosplay in and I have not put it up yet. It's for the SCA, but I'm gonna give you a look around the whole room and then we'll just focus in on a place for today. Does that sound good? Well, it doesn't matter because that's what we're doing. So let's start there with the door to my office. Obviously, you can see I'm a fan of the wall scroll and she loves her Sailor Moon. So my favorite color is pink. Obviously, prank, 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 prank. So that's kind of the theme color, but I also like black and white, and manga panels are black and white. So the first thing we're going to talk about in my office is how I chose to decorate. So I've had many wall scrolls over the years, and I've given some away and whatnot. But I've settled on these. So when you first walk into my office and I shut the door, behind me you see this painting right here. This is actually different materials, like a real beaded necklace and earring cut out from magazine. One of my aunts made this for me, and it's me. So, and then also I'm a huge lover of butterflies. So you see these little mirror butterflies everywhere. There's one up there. I forget where I got that. I want to say it was at some kind of art sale, but you know, she loves the anime. She's an anime nerd. She's a manga nerd. Sailor Moon is my all-time favorite anime, always and forever. Amen. And other things that I love. So hanging from the door here, we've got a little Hello Kitty purse. That is a Darth Vader purse from Box Lunch. Don't worry about that. That's a box of mail that needs to be burned. And then just random stuffies I've gotten over the years. So Baby Yoda, or Grogu, whatever. Hello the Kitty. That is an original Tickle Me Elmo. When did that come out? How old was I? I don't remember. But I begged my parents for it, and they got it for me. Pochita, that little Megatron / Galvatron I got. And then my husband got me that. I was sick a while back, and he got me that because he believes if you're sick, you get a stuffed animal. This is my pile of cosplay I haven't sorted through. But when I do reading on my channel, this is the chair I sit in. So this is the mess that I was talking about. This is as messy as my office ever gets. And that is what I'm building right now to house my Warhammer armies. This is my Aeronautica bag just slid in there right now, but I've been working on this. So hopefully I'll be able to slide in my kill team here when I get back from my trip, because when I'm recording this right now, I'm flying out at 8:20 tomorrow morning. I gotta be at the airport at like 6 something. So I'm doing this just for y'all. But that is a Princess Mononoke wall scroll I've had for quite a while. That is a manga wall scroll from the original Naoko Takeuchi manga of Sailor Moon. So she had the art books, remember, that came out with all of the Sailor Moon graphic novels. This is one of those that's been printed and turned into a wall scroll. And of course, that is the anime version, but from the original anime, not from Sailor Moon Crystal, which I would love to get something from Crystal. I don't have anything yet, but you know, whatevs. But the manga that I chose, so we'll start there. Let me hop up and take you over to the wall. So I want to make sure I give you plenty of light, but see if you can spot the manga that I chose for my wall. You'll see quite a few here. So you should have already seen Assassination Classroom. That's Haikyuu up there. And I've also got, keep going, Death Note up here. We also have, if you're looking at some others, we have, move this, The Promised Neverland. A lot of what's down here is Promised Neverland. And then we also have a romance anime / manga that I love quite a bit. I love manga. I don't know about y'all. I find it to just be one of the best, like, enjoyable media. But, oh, what's it called? The Kaguya-sama Love is War. So that is also one of my favorites. So those are the ones I picked, mostly because I had duplicates and then I got them rather inexpensively. When I was taking the pages out to do my walls, when I got to big graphic pieces like this, I tried to make sure that those stayed the way they were, like up there. Like that's, you know, a picture out of Kiro's notebook and all that kind of stuff. Yes, you can see the shadow of me recording. Somebody made this for me. It's quilted. It was a Christmas present. Hey, Mary, if you're watching, thank you. I love it. So, you know, cool stuff like that. So that was a part of the theme. And of course, the other half of my office, the walls are pink because I like pink. So since I decided to give everyone a peek into my office and what all's in here, I had to make some decisions about where we were going to go first. Because like back behind me in this closet is cosplay. And on the closet is my nerdy collection of nerd hoodies. And then I've got a million books. I've got all the action figures. It is quite a room. So what I'm going to do real quick is just give you a panoramic, and then we're going to hone in on one part of the office. So let's do that. All right, so let's just scroll. Roll. You can see the whole thing. I'm just in the middle in my gaming chair. That's where my laptop sits, my monitors. Yes, Sailor Moon looks at me all day. I have plants on my desk that grow because I like it. If you ever wondered, she's a nerd all the time, not just some of the time. Another Sailor Moon wall scroll. Yes, there's Sailor Moon on every single wall. And then going down, that's a picture of me with some of the kids I teach for Children's Church. That's a box of things I don't know where they're going to go yet. Mostly magic cards and action figures I want to give away when the channel can pay for it. I'm just giving you a view here. In the future videos, we'll talk about everything that's in here. But it is so much. I have quite the collection. Just spot the franchise. There's my other ring light. And then, of course, the closet. There's so much in that closet. My God, today. So now you've gotten an overview of my office. Let's hone in on one section today that I think might be interesting. We're going to look at what's going on with this blue cabinet here. It is an antique piece that I got. And funny story, it's moved twice. When I found it in the city that I'm from, I found it at an antique store. Fierce, that is a course that I teach, and that's the book from it. That is the Bible that my martial arts instructor gave me. But when I found this piece, I actually originally got it from my mom's bedroom, but now it's in here because Mom moved and she couldn't take it with her. There's a fruits basket wall scroll hanging off of that, by the way. But when I brought it into this room, I had no idea what I was going to do with it or how it was going to fit in here. When I originally moved into this room, it was catty-cornered here in my office, and then this particular teal shelf was over here on this wall. This chair didn't exist. And then this was just kind of open space. But I made the decision to put all the teal shelves on one wall. This kind of matches that. If I can't have something in pink, I will go for teal. That's my second favorite color. And then that gave me this chair here. And this chair also folds out into a bed. And we can put an air mattress on that for when any of the kids are visiting or something. Hold, please. We actually have friends visiting right now, and they got me a little transformer that now hangs from my light and is flying, and I'm so happy. But that's not why you're here. You're here for this. So this is a bookshelf and display space. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Let's start over here. So when I get new Legos, they just kind of get stacked here until I find a place for the box to live. We are doing some remodeling in our house. So once I have space to put my Legos, I'll start building more of them. I just don't have a place to put big Lego sets right now. That's me and some of my kids I've had in Children's Church over the years. But you'll see a stack of books down here. These books were too big to go in here, basically. Like all of that in there is filled up. So I just stack them edge over edge. But there's some pretty interesting books that I have back here. Yep, that's my trash can. That's a grabber in case something goes under my desk because I'm not going down there. Yes, it's clean under there. I told y'all my office is clean. Look, the manga goes all the way down to the floor. That's my Keurig. You need a Keurig in your office if you don't have one. Best thing ever. But yeah, when I said I decorated. But this actually is really special to me. It's from high school. One of my final senior projects when I was in high school, I directed a play, and it was Pyramus and Thisbe, a classic Greek tragedy. And this is the prop book from that. So it's all the things. I just picked out this giant book to put the script and all of that in. And somehow it has managed to survive for a really long time. And I'm very happy that I still have it. So moving through books that I have, this is an illustrated Bible for children. I am a children's church and youth teacher, so I love this because it breaks things down in a way that makes it easier for kids to understand. And then, okay, don't laugh at me. This is a library book from like 3rd grade that I never returned. I have no idea where this came from. It's a Calvin and Hobbes book, if you know who that is. I don't think Calvin and Hobbes is still being written. I have no idea. But it's an older Calvin and Hobbes comic book, and I've had it for a really long time. I want to say this was originally my brother's, and I just absconded with it one day. That feels right. Let's take a look at these books. I'm not going to name them all, but I do have some really interesting novels here. These two are storybooks that have old fairy tales in them. Remember when we all had sets of encyclopedias in our homes? And if you don't remember that, you might be too young to be here. But we used to have encyclopedias in our houses. And ours came with a set of storybooks, and 2 of them have survived with me. So it's got like the original Alice in Wonderland in there, the original Robin Hood, Pinocchio, Aladdin, all of those are in here. And I might read some of those stories someday. An urban legends book that I cannot believe my parents let me buy. And then I've actually had times where I've gone to book fairs where they've given away books. That's where I got this literature of the American Indians, some really good stories in there. When I read these stories, I'm always like, why do these big creation houses keep like just butchering current stories? Like there's so many existing stories from different cultures that deserve their own, but whatever, no one asked me. Celtic lore, A Guide to Tolkien's World. I love this. I've read it 1,000 times. An illustrated Treasury of Fairy Tales. I'll probably pull that out on the channel. But here's how much of a nerd I am. I have an original a Random House Publishing of Dr. Seuss books, mythology. This is literally just looking at monasteries in Europe, and then also the holy city of Petra over in Persia. So just all kinds of stuff like that. I'm originally from Tennessee, and that is a book we all had to have in school, but it's actually pretty interesting. Over here is the drama side. Remember, I was a theater and English major, so I have a lot of theater books. These 2 books here are Amy Tan, The Bonesetter's Daughter, and then The Valley of Amazement, which I have not read The Valley of Amazement yet. It is on, I have so many books to read. But right now I'm reading Lisa C, and I'm going to come back to The Valley of Amazement. But yeah, I've read the complete works of Jane Austen more than once. This is the omnibus of all of Poe's works. These are martial arts books because I am a practicing black belt. I will be getting my 6th degree black belt this summer, which will make me a master. It's taken a long time to get here. Drama books. I have a Shakespeare A to Z book. I got real into Shakespeare for a long time and just studied everything about him voraciously. But those are down there. I put this board down here just so these could be even on the floor and not like tilt and stuff. And it kind of keeps the books from falling over. But those are all mine. And yes, they do get read. This one here, this is actually, I want to say that is my English literature book from like 8th grade. Why do I still have it? Oh no, but I do. The ongi my husband got me for Christmas is also down here. The reason it's not in the kitchen or anything yet is we're doing some kitchen remodeling and stuff, and I want to make sure it has a safe place to exist before it leaves my office. But is that not just a glorious piece of pottery? Look, it comes... I know, right? It's just, it's too much. This he got from Korea for me. I do make my own kimchi, and I've always wanted a proper ongi. I do have a fermentation crock, and I use glass and all that kind of stuff, but next time I make a complete batch of kimchi, it's going to go in here. She didn't need the Harry Potter chess set from Lego, but it exists now. So let's do the bookshelf from the bottom up. Speaking of chess set, this one's really interesting, so I'm going to pull it out and scoot back old mail that I didn't realize was there, because y'all don't need to see my old mail or my address or nothing. This is really cool. Come on. Sitting on the floor. But this chess set, oh goodness, this chess set has to be at least 35 years old. It belonged to my dad. And it was handmade for him. But you notice that it's got all these carvings on it. I forget what this is. I want to say it's Aztec. The person who made it, that's like the style that they went with. I always forget how to open it. There it is. So it's kind of fragile. The top's broken a few times, but I'm going to take a few pieces out for you to see. So someone hand carved this for my dad as a gift. So that's a pawn. And I believe that this is one of, I want to say that is Yeah, that's a knight or a bishop. And then here's a rook. So it's like a Mayan or Aztec tower. I forget which it is. As you can see over time, it's not as sharp as it used to be, but it's still quite beautiful. My dad passed away 17 years ago now, so I don't have a ton of stuff that was his, but the few things that I do have, this is a knight, obviously, the dragon. Is that not beautiful? Look at it. So this is one of those really special things I'm very happy that I have. But, you know, just one of those interesting things that nobody else is going to have. So I thought I'd show you that. Let me put it back. So back to the floor, working our way up the bookshelf. This holds headphones because she loves headphones. So these are just all novels, but what's mostly down here is English literature. So this Bible was given to me by my Taekwondo instructor on one of our mission trips. This is a course that I teach a lot of at work and that I use in my regular life. And I think this copy I'm actually going to give to someone because I have 2 copies of this book. But you know, there's some stuffed animals and stuff in here. Incidentally, this little doll's name is Mortimer J. Ugly Baby. For obvious reasons. This Daffy Duck, a friend of mine in grade school, actually gave me that. Hey, Tara, if you're watching. I work in the telecommunications industry, and we must have the Newton's Telecom Dictionary. And just some of my college books, but all of this down here, for the most part, is English literature. I'm not going to dig through there because there's so much, but I have every Dickens book back there. I have all of Shakespeare back there. Obviously I saw Jane Austen. I have all the Indian in the Cupboard books, all the Beverly Cleary books. I've got Hawthorne. I have so much. I could never dig out and tell you. It was actually through here I was digging when I was trying to do that reading, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I was sure that I still had my book, but it's been lost in one of my moves, just like some of my action figures. So it's gone. You can't keep everything forever. But all of this is just, it's neatly stacked. And when I want a book, I can go in here and get it. Because a lot of my English lit novels, I reread quite a bit. But some novels deserve a special place. So let's move on up. It's lighter here. So this door leads the way to Warhammer. So this is where all of the Warhammer novels live. So here's Eisenhorn. I read from him quite a bit. Come on, Light. Be my friend again. I read from Eisenhorn quite a bit, so he gets pulled out. The Hobbit lives up here, too. I don't know why I decided The Hobbit lives here, but I think because I pull it out to read it quite often. But there we go. Here's my light back. But all of my Warhammer novels are living up here. And then we've also got the Dune set that lives in here. You see Ravenor Returns back there and Ravenor. How many books? So there is, hey, Chris, I've got it. The Siege of Terra. It's there. This is the latest Lisa C book I just finished reading. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to read more of that on my channel. I have not decided. Oh, it's such a good book. But I feel like that's one of those that you just need to go read it. You just need to read it. And this is another one that someone had given me, and I started reading it, and then I put it down, then I pick it up and I put it down. So yeah, I have a lot of books. This is where Warhammer lives. We're going to say goodnight to Warhammer. And then in here, these next 2 drawers are female Asian authors that I love. And then those that fit into the genre, but may or may not be by a female. Like, what is it? The Good Earth falls into that category. The Good Earth, great novel that takes place in China. But, yeah. No, Pearlist book. No, what's the other one? Memoirs of a Geisha. That's the one by Arthur Golden. Yeah, it falls into the category of, story about Asian women, but written by, a dude. Still a good book, though. I mean, I acknowledge great art. If it's good art, it's good art. But I've read all of these multiple times. Concubine of Shanghai. Can't recommend enough. Snowflower and a Secret Friend. Can't recommend enough. Shanghai Girls. Oh, so good. And then Dreams of Joy that follows it. My God, today. You wanna cry? I never could finish reading this book. Where is it? Oh, here. Not Dreams of Joy. Oh, where is it? Night of Many Dreams. So good. Language of Threads. I'm going to say all these books are so good because they are. I don't read junk. Oh, there it is. Peony and Love. I never finished this book. I got to like chapter 4 and then started crying and couldn't finish. It's so stinking sad. And then moving up. Uh-oh. She does not have this stacked perfectly. I almost created a catastrophe. More books by Asian authors, but this is mostly the Amy Tan drawer because Amy Tan's the GOAT. There's Memoirs of a Geisha down there hanging out. I see you, Arthur Golden. But the reason I have them separated like this is because when it comes to the books that I go back to read, now it doesn't want to shut. 1 second. It shut down. So when it comes to books that I tend to pick up and read quite a bit, it's these ones in here. It's my Warhammers and it's my female Asian authors. Those are the ones I read the most. So I keep them where I can get to them relatively easily. But when I get in a mood for English lit, I know where it is. We're standing up. So now what's on top of this thing? So I haven't collected a set of Sailor Moon dolls in a long time. So like, oh, light, help me. I'm going to have to stand over here so that y'all can see. My mom got me the lava lamp, so that's where it lives. Move this. So you see that. Usagi and Chibiusa. I don't know what's up with this pairing, but I got this at KB Toy Store when I was a teenager, maybe 19. Well, 19's a teenager. But I got this a long time ago. Maybe I was 17. I don't know. Was I dating my first husband at the time? I can't remember, and y'all don't care. I'm trying to remember how old I was when I got it, because, you know. But yeah, I don't know why civilian Usagi is there with Chibiusa. I don't know if this is one of her, like, I turned into something else with the stick. I think that's that little change stick up there. So I think that's what it is. But it's see how it says Serena and Sailor Mini Moon? It's obviously the English version, because in the Japanese original, it's Usagi and Chibiusa, which means little Usagi. But I haven't really collected a set of Sailor Moon dolls since the 90s, early 2000s, because these little 6-inch dolls, I have complete set of all of the Scouts in that size as well, until I discovered these. So I love this from the, what is it, SH Figure Arts. These are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And I just ran across them one day in my perusing, and I decided that I needed all of them. We're going to turn off this because I didn't realize Sailor Mars was up against my wax warmer. So let me cut that off. But I started collecting those. And I thought they only did the inner Scouts because I ended up getting Mars. And then there's Jupiter here with her little PVC figure. There's a little Sailor Moon statue back there. There is that avatar I just put together. But then Sailor Venus. And where's Mercury? There she is, hanging out on the edge. So I thought they only did the inner Senshi for the longest time. And then my husband and I were just out shopping one day and just hanging out, just waiting on me or Sailor Pluto and this heifer here. Y'all know how hard it is to find Sailor Saturns? I have one. But y'all know how hard it is to find this heifer in any type of figure? So I was like, well, they do the outer Senshi, so now I need to find those. And so my husband ordered for me. He found online. Told you it was going to be shaky cam day. I haven't opened her yet, but that's Sailor Uranus. Once I get Sailor Neptune, I'll have all the Scouts for this series of figures, and I'll probably be the last series of Sailor Moon figures I get for a while, because I hadn't seen any that I like. 2 of my Transformer busts sit up here as well. That little tin of cookies that I opened, that's what's up here. But if you look up the wall, there's something else cool back here. You see that? We'll talk about this eventually. There is a Serial Experiments Lane doll. Look at that. I got this in 2005 and paid $9.99 for her. Wow. Okay. And then this beautiful wall scroll, I actually got that at Disney World. I went to Disney World 2 years ago now, one summer, and I spent 10 days there. It was the last of the pandemic pricing, so I don't think you'll ever get that price that I paid. I took my camper down there and stayed at Fort Wilderness. I had like everything you could get. I had the little wristband, the magic band. I got the park hopper pass. I got everything. 10 nights at Disney, and I spent less than $2,000. I don't think that's possible now. So yay me, but that's where that came from. Was I went to Epcot, because, you go to all the parks, and they have, all the little sections that represent different cultures. Well, half of the Japan section was anime. Let's just be real. Anime and snacks. And I wasn't going to buy anything because the first half of the store I went in was all snacks. I was like, there's nothing in here I can't get at home. And then I saw her hanging on the wall and she came home with me. The last little bit over here we'll look at. One of the first dates my husband took me on, he made me a kite. And that is the kite. It can't fly anymore. It's traveled too much, but it's hanging on the wall. We also went to a puppet museum and made puppets, so it's hanging up there. But look up there. I've got some old things. There's some Berserk figures here. That's Gats right there. But these are Reboot figures. Yes, they are. Wow. And there is Chobits up there as well. I've got quite the collection, so that's just a bit of it today. So that's just a little bit of what's in here. There's so much more. And again, we'll look at other figures. We'll keep looking at different figures individually and talking about the anime that they go with and stuff over time, because I find that fun and interesting. And I have so many figures from so many genres and so many books and so much. I mean, I got enough content in this room for 5 years and never repeat anything. So I'm not hurting for content. It's just a matter of getting to the content, if you know what I mean. You like my little hat? A friend of mine from grade school, who incidentally we reconnected on Facebook. Hey girl, hey. She's made me, I want to say this is like the 4th hat she's made me. Like all my little knitted hats that I have, like the ones with the ears and stuff, she made them. And so she made me a couple of knitted slouch hats. I paid for them. They weren't free, but worth every penny. But yeah, she made these, and I kind of really love them. What do you think? It's fun. It's just, something easy to put on when you don't want to do your hair. I have to fly out in the morning, and I don't feel like being dressed up tomorrow because it's going to rain. It's going to be a stormy day, and I want to be lazy, cute tomorrow. So it's going to be this and probably the exact same clothes I'm wearing right now is what I'm going to wear on the plane tomorrow. So, there's no point in dressing up to go get drenched in the rain. That's how I feel. But I hope you enjoyed that video. So it's the start of the office tour. There is so much more. And then there's the painting room, and I've got stuff to put together. I'm starting on that this week when I come home from work. When I say that, I mean the Heresy box. We're going to start with the vehicles and the Terminators, and I'm going to work on my Emperor's Children. Can I get them done by June? I'm going to have to work like a beast, but I can do it. I can do it. I have an event that we're doing in June, and I really want to, I want to participate. But yeah, so y'all have seen my office. You've seen the whole thing, but there's more. We're going to hone in on every little bit over time. But this is part 1 of my office tour. So I hope you enjoyed that. See, I listened to you. You might not see the request you make show up immediately because I said it in my last video. I think that I film weeks in advance, at least I try to, because I do travel for work. So I want to make sure there's always stuff uploading. So when I get breaks in my schedule and I can record multiple videos, I do. And the way that my fun keep track way of when I film something and what goes with what is like if I'm wearing glasses that day. Like I'll change the pair of glasses I'm wearing to like match it to like my thumbnail for the video. Yeah, it's my system and it works. So just a little bit more into me. I hope you enjoyed that. Just let me know if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, yay! Please like, comment, and subscribe. And on the next office review, I think we'll tackle one of these shelves. How does that sound?